Good morning everyone, another trading week begins. It's Monday the 2nd of May, 10 AM my time, and as usual the first pair we're going over is EURGBP. Obviously if you watch the videos and the post that I send out, where we had a nice move on most euro pairs, EURGBP went nicely for us. We overall peaked at 180 pips in profit on this pair. Now obviously once we had this very big engulfing bullish candle, it was advised to move your stop loss to 1-to-1 risk to reward just to secure some profits. Now once we got this bearish candle forming, the ideal situation then is to close off your position, because we're not far off the TP zone that we was aiming for. Just to make sure you secure some money, secure some hips, and then we can let the rest of the trade run risk free and just let price play out, because we are still bearish. We haven't made a higher high, it's a lower high still, and it's possible that price could come back down. Now it's all depending on the dollar at the moment, the US dollar, to obviously because it's a negative correlation to the euro. We've seen price pull back, but we've seen some buying pressure with these wicks. Now I'd like to see some dynamic support formed with this moving average. It is moving in a horizontal line, so it might not be as strong as it should be if it was in a trend, but hopefully price should stall here, form some support, and then we could get another push, hopefully break out of this channel and aim for the supply zone above at 0.85 cents. But as I say, only half your position open now, should be open now. It's risk free anyway at 1-to-1 risk to reward down here. This imbalance here looks like it's pretty much filled now. So yeah, I'd like to see some support form here and then for a further continuation, but as I say, it's risk free, so we don't need to worry what happens. We can just watch this one play out for now. So yeah, not much more to report on that one. Just keep watching, see what price action does. So with that one, we will move to GBPJPY. Now I had this area marked out for a buy. If you was watching, we could have got a buy on that candle close, but I was waiting for a smaller candle, 50% candle, like with these dots here that you see. That's my usual. So the reversal was pretty quick. As you see, we had no wick on the candle, but the previous bearish candle there was no wick, so obviously it indicates a direct reversal back up pretty quickly, and as you see, price did move pretty quickly the next day, and then we shot up from there. So I didn't catch this move, but I'll be looking for the next move on GJ. This supply zone at the top here, that's a little daily supply zone. I'll be waiting for next time now. For price to come and visit this demand zone here again, then I'll look to buy up to the supply zone, or if we visit the top again for a retest, I'll be looking to sell it down. So there's my two ideas on GJ. I mean, if this supply zone holds, because as I say, we're still bullish overall, we could break that, but if it holds, then I'll be looking to sell to go for a downward penetrating move. But as you can see here, when it's in trend, the moving average supplied a lot stronger support for the pullback up, but as you see, the bullish candles are pretty weak now. There's not a lot of momentum. I guess it depends what this week brings. So we'll watch what happens this week, which will give me more indication of what my favourable trade would be next on this pair. But I'm looking at those two possibilities for GJ. So with that one, we'll move to EURAUD, and as you can see, like the EURGBP, we've had some bullish price action. We've made a higher high, we've come down, we've made a higher low in the demand area, so that these were nice price action signs to show that trend could be changing. We're just about to penetrate the moving average here to continue up, but I didn't catch this trade as I was watching EURGBP. but we've had this marked out for a couple of weeks now, so hopefully you caught that one. Once we see another higher high made and possibly a higher low, we could look to get in on that higher low position, and then hopefully trend will change and we can move back up to these to still fill this imbalance here on the daily, the supply zone at the top here. So there should be plenty of trades to catch along the way. So we'll just keep watch for that now. As I say, it's all depending on what happens to the dollar over the next couple of weeks. It's reached highs of over 5 years ago. We're trading over $100 now, so I'd expect to see at least a pullback in price before we do continue. So that should push the euro pairs up to these type of areas before another continuation down. So yeah, I'll be looking for the next higher low to be made before we get a buy-in on Euro AUD, because there's no trade here for me at the moment. You could get an impulse momentum trade going, but it's not ideal for swing trading and on the big the big areas that I'm trading on these analysis posts. So that's what to watch for on Euro AUD. With that, we'll move to GBPUSD, and as you can see, the dollar has caused a massive drop. This zone was broken. This zone was broken big time. We have moved right down, as you can see. We've touched into this weekly demand zone. Price rejected on the weekly. So it looks like it's still holding at the moment, and as I say, if we do get a reversal on the dollar, then we could see price push back up at least to this zone, because there's a lot of imbalance to fill there, which price would magnetize towards. So if you wanted to, you could get a nice buy here around this area. Stop required is not too bad. There's a nice risk to reward of 3.5 there. Obviously you can tighten your stop loss if you go down to the lower time frames, 4 hour, 1 hour, see some market structure, and you can get a tighter stop loss. But just to be safe, we have a bigger stop loss under those candle closes, just there. And yeah, we're aiming for these for this zone that was broken at the top, and obviously to meet the moving average coming down in price there. But as I say, it's all dependent on the dollar. What happens if the dollar starts penetrating? I'll just quickly flick over to DXY. As you can see, this weekly demand zone that's held since 2016, we've touched it a couple of times. As you can see, we've had very strong bullish price action. If this zone holds, we should see a fallback in price, which will cause GU to go up, EU to go up, EG, EA, all those kind of most likely Euro USD and Euro GBP, but also GBPUSD as well, because obviously the weakness will come from the dollar, which will cause price to push up. So that's my shout for GBPUSD. If you wanted to get a buy in here, you could possibly do that. If it's too big a stop for you, 100 pips, use a smaller position, half of what you would usually use, and then look for the volume of pips, because there's a nice 400 pips there on offer, back up to this broken zone here. So that's my shout on that. Euro USD I sent out the weekend just gone for a buy here, similar to GU. We're aiming back up to the supply zone at the top. Risk is just over. Yeah, the risk is same. It's 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio. 1-to-4, sorry. Same scenario as GU. Again, all dependent on the dollar, but I should see a pullback in price from that supply zone on the dollar. So I'm banking on that at the moment. If we get it wrong, so be it. You set your own risk, 1 or 2%, or whatever you want your stop loss to be at. That's not a problem. If we're right, we're right. If we're wrong. That's trading. You can't win them all, but you've got to try the ideas that you believe could possibly happen, and then just stick to your trade management plan, and that's all you can do. But these areas, these big monthly demand areas, are places where I would like to buy from, because the nice strong areas you're buying at a lower price. Yeah, so it's part of the plan. We'll move on to gold, and we had a trade on this one. It hit TP zone. If you had a physical TP zone set, then obviously it would have hit and you would have taken your profit. If you didn't, you could have kept holding. As you can see now, we are at 912 pips in profit. Price looks to be still going bearish. As you can see, we've broke through that zone and we've hit this demand zone at the bottom here. We've had seen a pullback in price, but as you can see, price has wicked out from that moving average, which is showing a dynamic resistance. It's finished as an upside down hammer, and today's candle is bearish already. So it's possible that we could see this zone broken this week. If we see further bearish price action coming down. If so, then it's possible that we could look to get a buy in at this demand zone here. For that looks like a demand zone there. We could get a buy back up to that little supply zone there. Price action. The structure's I'd say it's consolidating now, really, between this range. We was bullish. Price has come down. We've consolidated for a good month or two, but it does look like we're forming some bearish structure. So if this zone does break, it definitely is bearish. Like I say, if you did catch the sell that I posted and you were still holding it, continue to hold. Just keep moving your stop loss into profit the further down that we move. And then we can look to buy back in at a later date on a lower demand zone and a lower price for gold. So that's my ideas on gold. And we'll move to Bitcoin. And I had a stop loss hit. I bought from this trend line here, this candle here. We did move into profit, but as you can see, we've had some more bearish action again. Due to the dollar being so strong, I hit stop loss on that one. It's not a problem because we had a profitable trade last time, and with the risk to reward ratio, it means we're still net positive. And yeah, looking at this overall bearish trend line, looking at a little wedge formation, get the market squeezed into a corner. And I think once we break out of this and then we break above this supply zone here, that's when I think we'll see the trend change in Bitcoin, and obviously we can start to see some nice pushes up towards the 50k mark. That'd be a nice turn for everybody holding. I mean, I've been buying Bitcoin at these prices, just little bits every month, sticking it in my wallet for waiting for the trend to change. But for intraday trading or some swing trading, again, as we've done previously from this demand zone here, you can just put a little small swing position in and just wait for the trend to change. So I'll wait for price action to come down here to this demand zone, and obviously if it doesn't start to penetrate deeper, then I'll just get a buy in from this area, and then look for the breakout of this trend line, and then hopefully hold up to the supply zone, and then hopefully the break of the supply zone and start pushing up to the 50k mark. So that will be my view on Bitcoin. Hope everyone has a good trading week this week. I'm going to go and have a look on the smaller time frames and do some scalping on GJ. That's what I like to do during the days. And that's it for this week, and I'll see you again next week. Take care, everyone.